soon as you all speak up. Okay. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. So thank you so much for coming today. I know you wanted to reach out and seek therapy because you were having a few issues that you wanted to discuss today. Um, so let me just start out by saying today is an opportunity for you to share with one another. I want you to feel like this is a safe space. So whatever we talk about is going to stay here between us. Um, it's confidential. So just keep that in mind. So we want to be respectful of one another, feelings and things that we say. And I'm just here to facilitate. I'm here to be a sounding block for you. Okay. So just to start out, let me know how are you feeling? How are you feeling about meeting today?
Good.
Good. Okay. What about you?
Yeah, I'm pretty comfortable.
Okay. That sounds good. That's a good start. So what is it in particular you want to talk about today? And who wants to go first?
All right, well, I'll go first. Um, this was just something that happened in our adult life when we was growing up. We had conflict or a little issue with my baby sister when she was going through, um, let's say, a difficult time when she was when she had her. I think it started when she had her first child, and there was a conflict between us. There's a third sister also.
Okay.
So she had conflict. Sister didn't agree with her. She was getting. She got pregnant at a young age. Let's just say that. And because of that, my older sister didn't feel like she was doing enough to prevent from getting pregnant, and she got pregnant a second time and a third time, and my sister was a little upset about that, as we all were in the family. But my older sister, made some negative comments to her about her lifestyle and the choices she made, and I agreed with her that my sister was making some bad choices, but I didn't criticize her verbally the way that my older sister did. But that did cause a lot of conflict between us for years.
Okay, let me stop you right there, because I want to make sure that the story that you understand and that you internalize kind of aligns with what she internalized as well. Because a lot of times in families, everybody have their own perspective of how they experience things. You can grow up in the same household, but you will experience things in a different way from your sister or your brother. So everybody has their own narrative of how they interpret a story. So I just want to kind of hear from you from what she said. So let me just kind of reframe it. She's a little concerned that something that happened in your life, a decision that you made, impacted the other siblings and they didn't quite agree with it. So tell me from your perspective what you think about that.
I did growing up make some not so good decisions, but I think the part that they don't understand is I grew up alone. They had a
They had a support system.
They had a support system. I didn't have that. I just had me and my mom. And actually, hear her say it. I'm sorry, but it's true. I did. I cut everybody off because I had nobody.
Right.
I felt like I didn't have anybody. Darn.
And what was it about their actions that made you feel like you didn't have anyone? Because obviously you had a lot of siblings.
I did, but I'm closer to Janice than I am with any of them. Because she never put me down. She never criticized me. Everybody else was. So I was like, I can't do anything right. I want everybody to leave me alone, and I'm going to leave them alone. And that's how I grew up.
Mhm.
That's how I deal with things.
Mhm.
By myself, on my own.
Mhm. And is that something that you see like on a regular with her?
Yeah, she still does that a little bit. She, um, to me, internalize things. She'll just let it ride. I know you can, um, don't don't be, she don't want to be combative or cause, friction. So she'll just, it's to me like she put up her walls.
Mhm.
And
I had a
she
wall all my life.
and she
Mhm.
just and she'll just stop and
Mhm.
just freeze you out, and you're trying to get an emotion out of her, but she will not. She just not until she reached that point, and
Mhm.
she
The
comes.
And it's too
breaking
late.
point. Right.
So I
Yeah.
try not to get to that point.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And my way of not getting to that point is to be by myself, to deal with things on my own, to not,
Yeah.
because I know me.
Right.
I've gotten better. I've gotten better at it where I will voice my opinion when I feel like I need to, but there's just some things I just don't, it's not important to me anymore.
Mhm.
So if it's not important to me, then I don't need to speak on it.
Mhm.
And that's just the way I am.
Mhm.
And I don't think that's a bad thing. That's just my coping mechanism.
Mhm.
Again, sometimes I think they don't understand, whereas the things that they were able to do and to grow up, have a life or whatever, I didn't have that. I was confined.
Mhm.
I was confined. I've always felt by myself. I've always felt alone because I was always by myself.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
I don't know how to be any different.
Right.
I've learned to let people in a little, but not much.
Mhm.
And I'm okay. It's not that I feel like, I used to feel like nobody cared. And then I had to learn to care about me, to care about myself.
Mhm.
And now that's the only thing that's important to me, is to care about me. I can care less what other people say, what other people think. It's okay. It used to bother me, and I used to get very emotional about it,
Mhm.
and would clam up even more. But now, I'm good.
Do you think, like you said, you put up a wall
Mhm.
and you stop caring about what people think, and that's still a coping mechanism. Was it ever a point where you felt like you feel compelled to like let them know how you feel and what that would look like if you truly told them how you felt about
I think I have with Janice,
But you never were married.
but I never did that with Mary until probably maybe 5 or 6 years ago.
it? Mhm.
I don't know. We became a little bit closer, and I think the only reason why we became closer is because of my aunt,
Mhm.
and I needed help with her,
Mhm.
and I reached out, and that's when we became closer. And I've said a few things that we talked about, but I've never gone into depth, and I probably never will, because I feel like now, yeah, it still irks me, bothers me, but it's kind of a moot point right now. It's not a priority,
Mhm.
so I just
Okay.
don't. But I think there's other factors that play into why I have built that wall. Also, and it's not just my siblings.
Mhm.
You know, they grew up with 2 parents in the house. I grew up with 1.
Mhm.
And then not being accepted by that parent, that's a double whammy.
Right.
Wasn't accepted by them, my actions wasn't accepted by them. It's like, I've held on to that for years.
Mhm.
But again,
Yeah, it's a lot of dynamics.
Yeah.
And it got a lot to do with y'all growing up differently.
Yeah.
And in the age.
and it's
difference.
nobody's fault. It's just
nobody's
the way
fault.
life.
And it's like when things like that happen in families, families don't sit down and talk about those kind of things. Like, you just kind of sweep it under the rug and just keep moving. Like, you're just going with emotion every day.
Mhm.
You know, you still show that love for one another, but you never get down to that underlying root issue that causes people to act the way they act on a day-to-day basis. And it's always just like, oh, such and such act like that. Oh, that's just how he is.
Yeah.
You know, but I think I hear you when you say some stuff I don't care about no more,
Mm-hmm.
but I think somewhere deep down you may still care.
A little bit, but what can you do about it?
But how would you feel if you got the courage to talk to whoever it is in the family that you may feel that you have an issue with? And maybe not necessarily an issue, just something you just need to get it off your chest. Sometimes you just
Yeah.
I do it with her.
you need to just get it off your chest. But you gotta target the right person though. This is your person that's gonna listen to you, but this is not necessarily the person that's gonna lift that burden off of you. You gotta go to the person where the issue is coming from. I mean, it's just something to think about.
Well, they do talk more
We talk
now
more now
than
than
they
we
ever
ever
have.
in life.
Cause and I think too, Mary and I, when we grew up, we were always together. When you
Yeah.
see one, you see the other.
Mhm.
We just grew up like that, and you know,
I think
because
it's the age
yeah,
difference.
just the age.
I think if I had a
and
sibling
she just so
then that had been there
a little closer in
growing
age.
up with me,
Yeah,
I think it would have been different.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
But
yeah.
it's kind of like growing up like an only child. I've always felt like I was an only child. Yeah.
And I even told her that when I left when she was 5. I looked at her, I said, I just hate leaving you because that's how much she's gonna be by herself.
And how old were you when she was 5?
When she was 5, I was 19.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you shared that. Like, I mean, it just takes courage to share those kind of things. You know, even those things that make us emotional.
Yeah.
And it's okay to cry. Cry is stress leaving the body. Cry is those pent up emotions leaving the body. So, I mean, it's okay to do that.